For the 5th time this year, it's the 4 hours of Spa-Francorchamps. The red lights go out now. And the chaos has already started.
Michael, very good, fine to rhythm.
Everything seemed to fall into place for us in terms of where there was full course yellows, driver change, the fact that I got to do my full stint and a half in one go. We were on set, we were strong for a podium.
As Larsa goes around the outside, Larsa completed it through the left-hander. 12 points, and this might help them out big time.
Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
There was something wrong with the radio.
Full course yellow, full course yellow, full course.
What the fuck? I thought they said the radio wasn't working.
This is always getting loose.
We had lost radio communication at that point.
10 seconds.
4, 3, 2,
Doesn't work anymore.
green.
And whatever reason, Larsa just didn't pick up the throttle as readily as Rahel Fry.
Come on, guys.
All over the curves, Felipe Larsa, but it will be the 83 Iron Dames car of Rahel Fry that hangs on for a podium result.
Felipe, check a sec.
We lost P3 in the last lap of the 4-hour race.
It's always something. So it's fucking shit.
Portimao is Michael's home track. It's quite familiar.
We always said that Le Castellet is the track that Michael has been to the most, which is true for the RSR. But if you look at his seat time in general, Portimao is another track where he tested a lot.
I like this track primarily because I've tested here quite a few times, so I'm familiar with it. And that's always the case in terms of the more testing you do in a place, the more comfortable you are with it.
His lap times are within the fastest bronze guys. The only difference for me is that Portimao is a much more technical track. To be fast here, you always have to push the limits.
I find it really demanding on the body. And in terms of being consistent or areas where things could go awry, this is more dangerous in that regard than Le Castellet for me.
Hello, can we do a radio check around the track in the outlet node? Copy. I will do the radio check and you confirm that to me. The radio check T3. Copy, loud and clear. Radio check T8. Copy. Radio check T11. Loud and clear. Copy, all loud and clear.
The baseline of the car was good. And then we just tried to chase the track conditions step by step.
You go in, just drive. Let me see.
Michael, the sector 1 and 2 was very, very good.
Michael was immediately there from the beginning.
He was right in the mix with the Bronx drivers.
Box, box.
In the first 5 laps, I was like, fuck.
It's hard, huh? Remember this tarmac? Yeah.
For me, it looked a solid start. I mean, way on a better level than in Spa.
Your theoretical lap time is the same as your fastest lap time. So this is the first time I think we have this ever.
I think the consistency got better. So I would say that last year he asked too much from himself. Last year we arrived here and he performed from the first session on. And then in the race, unfortunately, we lost quite some time in the traffic.
Canal had to come off the power a little bit as they go either side of Michael Fassbender.
Plus together with the situation of the track limits.
Track limits first goal. That was because of the LMP.
This got in his head and he was out of rhythm.
Track limits in front of me. Track limits behind me twice as well. What's happening?
That led to minor mistakes and then also a spin.
Is that Lance Fassbender, is it, who's spun in front?
We were a bit caught by surprise because all the sessions before were quite good.
I'm very cognizant of what happened last year because, like you say, on the Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, I felt really confident. And then it was a combination of a few things. I think the fact that it is so tiring physically, traffic hits you pretty early on in the race. As we spoke, the track limits on top of that is another issue that becomes stressful. And already from last season to this season, I'm not like driving to the limit and on edge, every single lap as I felt like I was last year.
He really prepared himself for this year's Portimao race. He thought about what happened last year, went through the different scenarios again, and basically, worked all those things over and came in a different mindset.
Last year he was putting a lot of pressure on himself to perform well, and he always looked at lap times and compared himself to people with more experience. And I think on this point we got a bit more realistic.
But for me, the pushing was good. Maybe we look some data and some video to find this pace with a little bit less risk. It's a lot less risk to do this flat and go wide and get track limits.
And then trying to gain an 8.
Yes, maybe try to do it flat.
Box this lap.
Make two things. Brake later corner 1.
Yeah.
And roll in quicker in this corner.
Turn 8.
For sure, the small steps are the most difficult part in motorsport. It's always, the seconds you find quite quick, but the tenths is hard work. And I think if you keep the rhythm, if you don't want too much, the good result it will come automatically.
We should maybe do some driver practice changes, because 1.5 hours in this track, we need you fresh.
Jakob Seils, ZS01.
You have to be closer to this curb here. You're too far away.
A big snap in the last corner. That fastest lap.
Development from Michael is going in the correct direction, and I think Le Castellet, a podium would have been possible, Spa, a podium would have been possible, and I expect that we are fighting for a podium also here.
Yeah, but just focus on this 42.2 in the end of the stint. Look at the data and the video to see how you did it, and then keep doing this tomorrow.
Traffic management is key. You should not lose too much time there. Try to avoid the contacts. This is difficult here, but this is the base.
We need 1.5 hour focused, just consistency. It's better to have consistency than to have performance.
It'll just be down to me keeping cool and calm and relaxed. And then physically, pacing myself correctly.
At one of the most fun circuits to be found in Europe, the end of the European Le Mans Series is to be decided with round 6 here at the Algarve International Circuit. Great to be in this part of the world, particularly because the weather has turned on in style.
I knew it was going to be a hard race. I knew it was going to be physically demanding, but I felt mentally sort of ready, which I didn't feel last year.
Michael had doubts from the beginning on if he's capable to drive 1 hour 30.
There's two situations, so you do 1.5 hours in a row, or we put Richie in between.
We all knew that it's going to be very, very stressful for him, and that it's not easy at this track because it's very physical.
We need him 1.5 hour focused, best way 1.5 hours straight, or with Richie in a stint in between. But we don't want to make any mistakes. We wait and see, we react on every full Corsello and safety car if we can gain some time to stay close to the front.
By every indication, it's going to be another amazing 4 hours of on-track action with the LMP2, LMP3 and GTE cars.
So Michael, you're on the right side behind the wet sticky car.
It's the 4th place car on the grid in GTE, the number 93 Proton competition, Michael Fassbender.
We're all pretty confident that Michael would do a good job in the race, but on a Sunday you're still nervous. Standing in the garages, looking at the TV, and all you can do is basically watch Michael drive. It's not because of Michael, it's just that everybody, is kind of like nervous.
5-minute board on the grid.
Jakob, nice, 35.
Beginning to clear as we get ready to go for the final race of this season.
1-minute board on the grid. Green flag, start of the formation lap for the 4 hours of Portimao.
It's going to be madness.
On a race day, Normally I don't sleep very well because I'm always quite nervous, and the start is always very stressy. You never know what the other cars are doing.
And the first lap is going to be a hold your breath affair, because I'm remembering back to the 2019 running of this event.
2 years ago we also had a very, very big crash here because there was some smoke, some sand, and Chris didn't see any cars, and then he got hit big time.
Oh dear me, it's multiple cars. It's United Autosport car there. It's the Thunderhead car in Dallara. This is at least going to be a safety car.
And our 2 cars were out just after 3 corners.
Engine map 4 and close the gap.
Pedal map 6, mix 1, pedal map 6, and grid position. You have to be in grid position.
Please close the gaps, everyone to grid positions now.
And we are about to get underway for the final time in 2021 with the 4 hours of Portimao. The red lights are on at the moment. Carnage by the looks of things at the back with a load of tyre smoke. Everything is just about under control as the 4 hours of Portimao gets underway now. And so far, so good through the first sequence of right-handers. Everyone just about having enough space to do battle, and it's been a really good getaway for 20-year-old Frenchman Charles Lacey from pole position ahead of Richard Bradley in the white and green car. Roman Rusin off the best of the Auris machines. He slipped to 4th position there with Manuel Maldonado on the inside of Rusin. Another place, in fact,
There was a lot of traffic for Michael, but he managed to get through that. He did it very maturely, and he found his rhythm quite quickly.
Richard Bradley is the leader of the all-pro lineups. Manuel Maldonado running in 3rd place. It's already getting incredibly busy in amongst the LMP3 leaders.
Jetzt hat er ihn. Border Move, richtig gut, richtig geil gemacht.
Michael, very good, very good.
Looking Michael race to start was pretty impressive because he dealt with all the scenarios really, really well.
Michael did an amazing start again, similar to the last 2 races. Here, especially with the evaluation changes up and downhill, it's difficult to have a safe start, but everything went well. He did really good.
Car facing the wrong way at Tora Vip. Did everybody get through there?
Pretty early in the race, a competitor was pushing quite a bit from behind. I saw him in the slipstream on the straight, and when he actually jinxed out to the right, I knew he's gonna make a move. But it was amazing to see that Michael was aware of the things happening around him. He was just waiting a little longer, let the Ferrari pass, and then turn into turn 1, hit the apex perfectly, and just went on. And I was like, okay, cool. That looks really, really promising here.
Rino Mastronardi, though, is being caught by a chasing Francois Perrodo, who's got a very good toe indeed. And can he muscle his way to the lead of the class? Not quite, because that is good defensive work from Italian driver Rino Mastronardi.
Fahren alle stark, ne? Guck dir das an.
Francois Perrodo makes an error there. Runs wide, and that's allowed Serapovi up the inside to take 2nd place.
Not yet confirmed the position because Perrodo tries to go up the inside of the LMP3 car and will just about be able to fend Bovey off, but she's not given this up yet. Tries to leave the braking to the last possible moment and will snatch the place away from Francois Perrodo.
This race here in Portimao was the first time that he was not only aware of the traffic behind him, he was also taking control of the traffic management to 100%, and that was quite impressive because he was really, really on top of his game and was managing the traffic in a way that he hasn't done before.
I was maintaining distance to the leading pack, and I felt comfortable. I felt like I was in a good rhythm and had a good flow going on. I was really happy.
Michael, very good. Same pace as the front runners. Very good.
Nervous moments here in traffic, aren't there? You've got the battles not yet clearly resolved at the head of the field, but they're then trying to deal with traffic in their own battles. First time they'll have encountered each other in this race. It's just another reset, mental reset that you need. Right, we're in traffic now. We've got that to think about. It's not just about looking ahead. Up the inside of Michael Fassbender goes Rodrigo Sales.
Can he get the car turned in and stop sufficiently? It's going to be neck and neck coming out off the right-hander, but not quite.
By watching Michael's onboard, I saw that he is hitting the apexes, he is going on throttle at the correct time, and he has a good rhythm. So the lap times he did, they were really a fast pace without hurting the tires. So it was clear that the first stint gonna be very good.
Alter, der holt auf, der Boy. Der ist on fire.
Ja, schnellste Runde jetzt, die Runde von einem Bronzefahrer. Fucker, das macht mich stolz.
Ja, ist geil.
And off the road, is that Sarah Bovey in the 83? A spin at turn 1.
Der fährt so smooth, das ist richtig schön anzusehen.
Oh, huge! It is a red flag.